Okay, today's lesson is how to take a tessellation, which is a drawing, and then convert it into a really clean drawing digitally. So you'll have imported your tessellation into Photoshop, and the first thing you want to do is right-click and then duplicate the background. And you want to be working on the background copy. All right, so from here, I take a look at what I have for different shapes, and I think about my brush and my selection tools. The first thing I'm going to do is deal with the dots. The dots are pretty easy. I take a circle with a brush. I make sure that that brush is a hard brush. If it's a soft one, it's not going to work as well. And I'm going to make it slightly bigger than the dot and simply go through and click. Remember to use your brackets to change the size of your dot. Now, the white dots are a little bit harder, but it's a similar approach. I'm going to go through and I'm going to cover them with a black dot first. And I'm just using this one size for like the bigger dots, and then I'll come back and I'll do the smaller dots later. Okay. And let's just go with that. Then I'm going to shrink, so I have a 40-point brush. I'm going to drop that to, let's try 35, see where that goes. Then I'm going to turn it to a white, and 35 in white, a little bit too tight in there for me. So I'm going to take that and drop it back down to a 30. There we go. That's better. And then I'm going to center it. Click. And now I want to center it the best I can. Remember, I can always hit Control plus to zoom in. And remember, if your Zentangle is a bad Zentangle, it's just not going to look good. So you want to make sure that the Zentangle drawing looks good to begin with. All right. There are other ways to do this, but I'm trying to stick with kind of simple to begin with. So that's how I would deal with the circles. In order to get the lines between the circles, and I am going to turn this to red just so that you can see. Okay. So to connect 2 points, I go click, hold down Shift, and then click again. And you can see it made a straight line. Now, the cool thing is, and let me just change that one to black. So I want to shrink my brush a little bit more, and I'm going to go click, Shift, click. Click, hold down Shift, click. Click, hold down Shift, click, click, hold down Shift, click. Now, because I'm doing it on my background copy, I can, and I did make a mistake. I should have done it on a white background. I apologize. So I am going to continue the next on a white. So I'm going to go Layer, New, Layer. What I would be able to do is shut off my other layers and be able to see it. Moving on, what do I do about these squares? Now to get the lines, that's easy. Okay. Lines again, I'm just going to go click, hold down Shift, click, click, hold down Shift, click. Now I don't need to make all of this exactly as it was on my drawing. What if my drawing's bad? Right? Click, hold down Shift. I want to modify it. Click, hold down Shift. That's off. Meaning it's not going through the center point. So I want to be a little bit more specific. That's better. And then click, Shift, click. And you can see where I'm going here. Shift, click, good. Click, hold down Shift. This one I believe is going to be, yeah, it's way off, right? It should have gone through the center point, so I'm going to drop it. Click, Shift, click. There we go. That one's good. Okay. Click, shift, click. Almost have all of them. Click, shift, click. Now, if I turn off my other layers, now I can see what I have for a drawing. Great. Now, what about those squares? Well, I could select them with the magic wand tool. Just hit wand. Make sure that it's on the regular and click. However, my wand, it's not selecting what I need it to, and I need to switch my layer. See how it's just kind of like selecting random stuff? Okay. And I want to be working on my layer 1. So I'm going to hit Control D. I'm going to go to my layer 1, and I'm going to go over and click on the polygonal lasso tool. From here, I'm going to make a polygon. I'm going to go click, 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 and try to line that back up. Click. Now I'm going to hit B for brush, make my brush bigger, and I'm going to get that polygon. Now I'm going to shut off my other layers. Let's see what it looks like. Looks pretty good. Now I'm going to turn back on my layers. There we go. And I have this highlighted diamond. Now I'm going to hit Control C, Control V. I just made another one. And I can use the Move tool to place that in where I want it. Okay. I hit Control V again. I just made another one. Place that one where I want it. Control V. And you can see where I'm going here. Control V. Control V. There we go. That one goes right up in there. I can also use my arrow keys to slowly move something to make it fit. Control V. There we go. Control V. Anyways, I'm not going to continue putting all of these in because it's going to take me a while. And I'm already at 7 minutes here. But I have all these layers now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the top layer. I'm going to go down to my layer 1. I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to click, highlighting all those layers, and then I'm going to go to Merge Layers. So now everything's on one layer. Turn off my background copy. That's what I've got. Okay, so the last part that I need to pick at is this monstrosity of All right, so this one's tough. I could use the magic wand. I'm going to go back to my background copy, click on it. It's really not selecting it. I'm going to hit Control minus. I could select the background, and this isn't a terrible idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to select the background stuff.